Friends and family, greetings. How are you? I hope that all is well with you, and I hope that all is well with your families. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video. Okay, guys, this is going to be the very first video of 2026 of my SCS story. Okay, in the last video that you saw me, I was talking about House Bill 66 and House Bill 68, where the lawmakers in Alabama are working on a piece of legislation that benefit people with hidden vulnerabilities. And according to my radar guys, that bill have made its way through the House and is on its way to the next House, to where after that it'll become law in a matter of time. All right. And before that, we did my 5-year implant anniversary. And in between that, there's a little something I have to sprinkle on y'all in time. Just please make sure that you stay tuned and don't miss that. Other than that, guys, everything has been okay for me. You know, life just keep lifing. And as life keep lifing, I adjust, I persevere. Okay. Without getting into the meat and the potatoes of that yet, we're going to talk about me. All right. And after we get done talking about me and how am I doing and how am I coming along, we're going to go ahead and touch on a topic that I have been seeing that has been plaguing many people that have been getting the permanent implants. So stick around for that. So now, as for me, today, guys, my nerve pain is a 0. My mechanical joint pain, it is reduced to a very minor ache, dull, stiff feeling. My primary care physician, he have finally renewed my prescription for my arthritis medication, and it is now in my system. And now I am beginning to get back to those days to where I'm having better days and less of the worser days. Okay. And I'm starting to believe that that is one of the things that kind of helped me, keep my pain in check. All right. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and shift some gears, guys, and let's talk about something that I deem to be very important. And if you are considering getting a spinal cord stimulator, I highly encourage you to listen to me very closely. All right. In my video, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, okay, it is early up in my series back in the 2020s. All right. When I released that video, I did explicitly say that results from this system may vary, and it has different things that would impact one's end game, their results overall. It could be a matter of age and how bad or what condition your back is in. It could be the amount of surgeries that you have had done on your back. In my case, I've been told that I need to get a partial spinal fusion, and that was like back in 2018. Okay. And I declined that. All right. I'm happy I did. All right. And it was brought up again after the fact that I had been implanted, and I definitely said no. And the reason why I said no is because the days that I have way more good days than I do bad days, and I don't want to have to start over at ground zero and go in and get a spinal fusion and turn around and get to where I am now to be still in pain. Okay, because I'm not sure what it is like having a spinal fusion with a spinal cord stimulator and how effective it is. But that is something that I don't want to just gamble on, because I've made up in my mind that I do not want to get any more surgeries unless it is to save my life. All right. So let's talk about those things. Okay. So like I said, I'm not sure if it is something that from an underlying condition, like getting excessive work done, fusions, rods, all those things, and how the spinal cord stimulator can help adjust your pain level. Okay. But in my case, I've had a very successful outcome. All right. And I have not been prescribed opioids since I've been discharged from getting this surgery. Okay. Yes, I may have had some dental work done. And in that case, yes, I may have been prescribed an opioid for that, but just only enough for that particular procedure. You know, again, I'm not big on taking medication unless I need it, but it's been a long time since I've had opioids in my system, and that is something that is very promising, and that is something that is like a talking point for this system. So now let's go ahead and dig even deeper. Now, when you get this system implanted in your body, they're going to tell you you need about 8 to 12 weeks to recover. Okay, and during that 8 to 12 weeks recovery phase, You're basically going to be healing up on the outside, all right? That's not counting internally. But if you add up the time frame from your external healing to total internal healing, that entire process, guys, unfortunately, is going to take months to close to a year, if not at a year. That's how it was with me, because once I got past the rough stages, it got to down to points to where I would move a certain way or sit a certain way or overdo things, and then I would feel the heat, But once I gotten accustomed to everything and I learned my body limits and learned what I should and shouldn't do, I have a very positive outlook. Okay. Now, many of us, we may make this mistake right here, guys, and we want to get back to normal. We are in a rat race to get back to normal because, yes, life keep lifing. All right. Yes, we have bills that we have to pay. Okay. And yes, some of us that have these implants may have jobs. All right. And just because we get this system implanted and we get past that rough stage, there's this moment that I call the freaking Superman effect. I kid you not. I'm not sure if it's like something that is within the system, like the sub-perception is playing a mind trick on you. All right. And for some odd reason, you will feel like nothing have happened to you if you have the right coverage going. Okay. And as a result of that, we go on and we try to pick this up and save the world, and we end up paying for it in the long run. So now I'm on Facebook and I'm a member of a couple of groups, one of which is called Spinal Cord Stimulator Success Stories. And that group is ran by Joseph Borg. And then there's another group. I can't recall the name of it. It's a really more open and more relaxed group. I'm not sure who's in control of that group. But inside of that group, I've been seeing and reading a lot of horror stories from people who have getting these systems. And I believe, no pun intended, that many of these people have failed the Superman test. Okay, either A, they're doing their regular duties around the house and they try to pick this up and save the world, and boom, next thing you know, they may have caused lead migration, or they cause some kind of malfunction, or they have to go back in to repair or re-anchor something. They may have busted the anchor or anything. I've seen it all, from infections and all of that. All right. And I really think that is attributed to people who are not taking heed to all the warnings, and they think just because they feel so good, the Superman effect, that they can pick this up and save the world, and they really can't. So I highly encourage you. Number one, if you are going to get a spinal cord stimulator permanent implant and you have had a successful trial, I highly encourage you to have that person who programmed your trial, if they can, to please save the settings that are in your system. So when you get your permanent implant, you request that same person who programmed your trial and have that person to transfer those settings to your new system. And the reason why I say that, not only will you get the same effects that you've gotten during your trial, it's going to be even better because the permanent system has 16 more points of coverage. The system for this trial is only 16 points of coverage, but the permanent implant is 32 points of coverage. So figure out how good you're going to feel. Think about how good you're going to feel with 32 points of coverage. All right. And then another thing, ask your doctor if it is possible to write you an excuse to give you a little bit more time off work so you can recuperate and heal a little bit more before jumping right back into the grind. Okay. And if that is not possible, have your surgeon or your doctor to write a letter to your employer to see about putting you on light duty. And by putting you on light duty, you will not be overlifting things. You won't be overworking things. You just basically be doing light duty work. And that way it'll allow your body to heal up as you continue to go about your life and move around and build up your core and your mobility and everything to get off to a good start. All right. So I've highly emphasized it. I can't emphasize it enough, guys. Give your body time enough to heal when you have your permanent implant. Okay. There are certain things that you can't do. That is why it is important that you read not only the leaflets that come with your system, but it is important that you check out the health and safety sheet for your device from your manufacturer, so you can become more familiar about things that you can do, things you can't do, things you shouldn't be around. All right. All in the name of public safety. All right. But speaking of public safety, guys, everything is all right with me. I got a little creative around here. Everything I ever need is right here in this lantern. All right. So I just keep it on me. You know, it contains a copy of my medical device ID implant card. Inside of the pouch, it has all my documentation, my letterheads, physical performance evaluations, all that stuff that is needed to prove, hey. But other than that, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to mash the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I release another video. Also, if you haven't already, make your way over to my playlist tab and check out the playlist that I have on that section of my channel, because I have a lot of informational videos, one of which is going to be the Spinal Cord Stimulator patient playlist. And it's going to contain all the videos that I've ever created from the point of my trial to the point of my permanent implant to this point beyond. For other content creators who make spinal cord stimulator videos, feel free to check out Joseph Borg. Feel free to check out DJ Porkchop. Handicraft, he have seemed to change his handler, so I have to go back and look at my stats and see what his new handler is, but I will be sure to put that in the description section of this video. Now, I do thank all those who stayed until the end, and until we meet again, please stay safe, hold it in the road, and we'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, peace.